Swung on and missed, and in the glove of Felix. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now to Tanner Sears. Perkins looking for a big out here with no outs on the board. The 1-2 pitch to Sears. Swung on and missed, and a big strikeout from Cade Perkins. Has Sears walking back to the dugout, and that'll bring up John Spotto. In a lefty-lefty matchup, Perkins looking to get this ball on the ground for the double play and get out of the inning with no runs allowed. Perkins gets that first out of the inning. Ball's going to be grounded. Little's going to have a play on it. He's just going to have to go tap first in time for the out, but Pinckney will score on the RBI ground out, and it is 5-2 Mustangs with the lead, but the Mudcats are able to at least squeak by with 1 run here in the 6th. That'll bring up Darren Duche. 2 outs, 2 runners in scoring position, up high for ball 1. Perkins with 2 crucial outs here. Trying to keep this run only at 1 run in the 6th inning. 1-0 pitch to Duche, goes upstairs. Quickly 2 balls, no strikes. To Duche, had a hit back in the 2nd, but was caught at home off the arm of Braden Lucart. Down low for the first strike. Perkins got Duche in a 2-1 count. 2 runners still in scoring position for the Mudcats. The 2-1 pitch swung on and missed from Duche, and now Perkins has him 2-2 with 2 outs. Looking to get out of the jam. The 2-2 pitch just misses outside. We're full at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Darren Duche. Duche doing a good job keeping this at-bat healthy. Working the count full. Full count. 2 outs. He fires. Duche's going to put a high Endovering fly ball into center field. Lucart says he's got it. And he does for the 3rd out, and Perkins gets himself out of the bases loaded jam with just 1 run on the RBI ground out. Mustangs still lead at 5-2, headed into the bottom of the 6th. We'll meet you right there. You're watching Mustangs baseball here on YouTube. Pitching change here at Phil Welch for the Mudcats once again. It's Luke DeWitt on the mound for the Mudcats. He's had 4 innings pitched so far this season with 2 hits. and 2 earned runs. 3 walks for him. Just 3 strikeouts on his season through his 4 innings of work. Looking to keep this lead at 3 for these Mudcats to work with, but he's met with Trevor McCollum at the plate. Inside part of the zone, catches it for strike 1. Raskowitz doing a good job getting those final 2 outs. This is 2 in the 3rd inning. Off speed just misses for ball 1. We're even at 1-1. One pitch, way outside, but called strike 2 on McCollum, and McCollum's having a talk with home plate umpire, just kind of giving a sense of, hey, is that your outside zone? And it sure is. 1 ball, 2 strikes for DeWitt. McCollum, a sharp liner, just misses manager Johnny Coy. Count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. McCollum leads it off here in the bottom of the 6th. One-two delivery from DeWitt. Fouled off by McCollum once again, keeping it alive. McCollum out of Washburn University, utility player for the Mustangs. Got the ability to sit down last night. 1-2 once again from DeWitt. Swung on and missed, and right out of the bullpen, DeWitt gets McCollum down swinging for his first batter faced, and 1 out. Will bring up Jaden Little back to the plate for the Mustangs.
Yeah, just a great slider right there from DeWitt. Not much McCollum could do with it. And that ball looks like a fastball and then just drops off and away from you. But has the same velocity as a fastball. So tough to hit, and a great pitch there from DeWitt.
Just misses outside. Ball 1 to Jaden Little. Out of St. Joseph, Missouri, Lincoln University. So a returning Mustangs player looking for that number 10 Mink League championship. To count 2 balls, no strikes off DeWitt. Little upstairs. 3 balls, no strikes. 1 out here. Mustangs looking for another runner on base here in the bottom of the 6th. That'll catch the outside zone. Little was looking like he was ready to go, and that outside part of the half of the zone, the ump is not afraid to give those ones to the pitchers. Little looking for his 2nd time on base. He's going to put a nice swing into left field. Giving chase Espada, calls off Calcano, and he'll make the catch for the 2nd out. That'll bring up Tyler Gundelfinger, the bottom half, the 9-hole, here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th for the Mustangs.
And definitely that's one that Perkins, you could see, was mad at himself, slammed the bat down. No easy, missed a pitch, got a beautiful pitch hit, but just got 2 under it. If he straightens that one out, that one's probably out either off the wall or over the wall. Just missed his pitch.
Gundelfinger, 2 hits so far on his season. His first season with the Mustangs as he swings and misses on the off speed for strike 1. You know, Truman, we've been talking about these guys who in their first year just quickly making impacts throughout the first couple of weeks and doing their part. As the Mustangs, I mean, they got a decent lead in the MINK, 7-1 overall, 4-0, and a lot of these new guys have really came in to help quick. No balls, 2 strikes to Tyler Gundelfinger. DeWitt the off speed just misses down low for ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the Mustangs' 3rd baseman. 1-2 delivery from DeWitt. That ball's going to be slapped into left field. That's going to fall. Spato's going to cut it off. Gundelfinger takes a nice round around first, but a 2-out single from Gundelfinger. It's his 3rd hit of the season. Has another base runner on for the Mustangs, bringing up Truman Bodenhausen at the top of the lineup.
Great piece of hitting there with 2 strikes from Gundelfinger. Got a pitch to hit, kept his hands inside. Went knob to baseball, got the barrel to it, and line one in the left center. Another 2-out hit for the Mustangs.
Bodenhausen DeWitt, a quick delivery. He's going to slap it over to Becker. Becker's going to field it on the hop, and he's just going to flip it over to Calcano at second for the force. And a nice inning from DeWitt. Only one hit, one runner left on base for the Mustangs, and we're headed to the 7th inning of play. But your Mustangs still lead at 5-2. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Mustangs Baseball here on YouTube. Welcome back into Phil Welch, and if you thought Philippi was going to be your only debut tonight, you were wrong. Ashton Nance, fresh out of his Class 6 state championship game with the Blue Springs Jaguars, making his first appearance here in St. Joe and Truman. Another young guy coming on, and he has had himself a season at Blue Springs, a nice appearance in the state championship game. He's fresh off a nice season, looking to do some work here in St. Joe.
Yeah, joining the likes of many high school seniors and, just trying to come in and join this red-hot bullpen as of late. Bullpen that has been very good for the Mustangs, and when the starter exits, you can guarantee that this bullpen is going to come through.
Nance gets Boucher swinging on his first pitch, 0-1. Ball down low, taken for ball one, and Nance, like we've been mentioning, still uncommitted, but definitely has some good velo off the hand, a nice pitching form, and he comes out whipping as he misses outside for ball two. But we're seeing the velocity. These young guys on the mound, definitely as the game evolves, pitching hard has definitely become a new part of the game as Boucher's going to whiff at another fastball off the hand of Nance. Quickly down, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and Ashton Nance, his first batter of the season, is going down swinging for the first out of the inning, and Nance, 3 fastballs that he got by Boucher, sends him back to the dugout.
Again, just another nice pitch there from Nance. Joins the likes of Diego de Santiago in terms of can really bring it with the heater, and sometimes when you can, you just go back to it.
Mosh fields it over at short, in time for Little. 2 quick outs for Nance in the top of the 7th so far. And he's got 2 outs, and he'll face Rafael Calcano. Calcano 0 for 2, went down swinging back in the 5th and popped out to right field. Nance looking to go 1-2-3 here in his first inning of work for the Mustangs. First pitch catches the outside part for strike 1. 0-1 as Calcano is going to foul it off third base side. Quickly 0-2. Nance not really given any time for these Mudcats hitters. Definitely has a quick release and a quick system going on the mound. Gets that ball back from the catcher and is ready to go in seconds. The 0-2 pitch from Nance. Ball slapped into left field. Calcano, that is going to fall for a 2-out single as Calcano gets his first hit of the game and the 6th of the day for the Mudcats, and the base runner on with 2 outs. Bringing up the top of the lineup once again, Jerion Pinckney. Bigney hit by a pitch. His last time up in the sixth, ended up scoring. Went all the way from first to third on a wild pitch, and here goes Calcano. Felix has a good throw. Just misses the tag as Bodenhausen. There's Calcano with a stolen base and a runner in scoring position for the Mudcats.
It's probably the best throw of the night from Felix, but again, just a great jump by Calcano. Sometimes, they say the stolen bag is just a great jump by the player, but sometimes it's also on the pitcher, and Nance didn't really give any effort to mix up his looks. Been going kind of the same, but
1-1 pitch from Nance. Got the outside strike. He's going to get a pitch right back to him, and Nance flips it over to Little in time for the third out. Nance only gives up a hit, but a nice job keeping him at second base. We're headed to the bottom of the seventh inning. A nice debut inning from Mr. Ashton Nance. Your Mustangs still lead at 5-2. We're going to do a seventh inning stretch, and we'll be right back in the bottom of the seventh. You're watching Mustangs baseball here on YouTube. Ashton Nance on his debut inning. Truman, a nice inning from him. Just bringing that same energy he had in the Classic State playoffs to the Mustangs, who have been predominant, like we've been mentioning, a good pitching room there. And Nance has a really good chance to add to that arsenal they got going on in that bullpen. Darius Freeman's going to lead it off here in the bottom of the seventh inning. Freeman 2 hits tonight, 2 for 3. Strikeout back in the first. Single in the third and a single in the fifth. Scored on both. With his 2 runs, takes ball 1. DeWitt still out on the mound for the Mudcats. Pitch outside, taken for ball 2. Reaches 2-0 on Darius Freeman out of Kansas City, Kansas. Central Methodist University. We've been mentioning all season long how Freeman just a dominant force. He was last year with the Mustangs. Off speed, that's going to catch the outside part of the plate for strike 1 on Freeman. So Freeman stands at 2 balls and a strike on DeWitt. Righty-lefty matchup. Seeing if Freeman can watch a ball all the way to the barrels. He's going to take one inside. Has a nice 3-1 count.
So where Freeman look for something to hit. See if DeWitt grooves him for him.
Freeman's going to foul the 3-1 pitch off, and we're full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Freeman, the leadoff hitter, playing right field. The 3-2 pitch from DeWitt. Freeman's going to watch it go by, and he'll scamper on over to first base with a 3-2 walk. And a speedy base runner on for the Mustangs to start the 7th inning.
Just a great plate appearance there from Freeman. Fouled off a couple pitches, but also has a great sense of the zone and works the leadoff walk. Like to see him maybe try to swipe a bag here, but it is the heart of the order coming up. See if he can get around the bases naturally.
Still in that top half of the order, 3-hole Braden Lucart. Coming in 0 for 3 on his night, but does have an RBI back in the third where he grounded out to second base. Freeman looking like he was going to go. He's going to stay put as the first pitch goes out for ball 1 on Lucart. Freeman 6 stolen bases on the season. It'll go upstairs for ball 2. And DeWitt just struggling to find the zone here to open up his second inning of work. Freeman went up 2-0. Now Lucart up 2-0. It's going to go back to Freeman. Nothing doing. These Mudcats pitchers, they know all about these Mustangs when they get on the base paths, especially whenever you get that top half of the lineup. With names like Bodenhausen, Freeman, and even Lucart. They got those wheels. 2-0 pitch from DeWitt. There goes Freeman to second base, off speed. Throw down from Boucher. Looked like it was in time. He will not be in time. And Darius Freeman gets stolen base number 7 on the season. And no outs, and the Mustangs working with a runner in scoring position.
That's just a great jump right there. Anticipated the off speed. Gained ground on his first couple steps. Those first few steps are just the most important when you're trying to steal bags. Freeman does such a good job at that. And he's able to accelerate to hit top speed quickly.
2 balls, 1 strike to Braden Lucart. There goes Freeman towards third. He's going to rip it into right field. Freeman's not stopping. He rounds third and will be plated easily on the RBI single from Braden Lucart. As your Mustangs take a 4-run lead, they lead it 6-2 in the bottom of the 7th.
Again, just a great swing there from Lucart. Got a fastball in the inner half, turned on it, ripped it past first. Freeman was off on the pitch. Easily able to scamper home. Take back that run that Perkins gave up in the 6th.
Freeman's 3rd run of the ball game. He's got half of them. Off speed upstairs for Dom Felix. There's Lucart, another one who's a little speedy. Looks like he was wanting to go towards second. Will just stay put. They've been doing a good job deking out these pitchers. Felix, an RBI double his last time up at bat in the 5th. Off speed once again, reaches upstairs for ball 2. Another 2-0 count for these Mustangs hitters to work with. DeWitt still with no outs, just trying to regain that control. Put those pitches in the zone. Hasn't been doing an effective job at that. The 2-0 pitch. There goes Lucart towards second. Another slider outside. That is a throw far. And Lucart reaches second on another stolen base of the inning for the Mustangs. They're second. And another runner in scoring position for Dom Felix. Felix looking to poke one out in the outfield. Off DeWitt. Up 2 balls and a strike. Felix fouls it off. Evens the count up at 2-2. Mosh on deck for the Mustangs has had himself a productive night. An RBI double back in the 3rd and a single in the 2nd. So 2 guys that both have experienced this game plating some runners home. The 2-2 pitch to Dom Felix. Ball popped high up. DeWitt's giving chase. Boucher even giving chase, and he's going to try to make the catch, and he will. A nice play from the catcher. Boucher gets the first out of the inning for the Mudcats. You know, Truman, I've never had the opportunity to play catcher, but I do know that from my buddies who did play, those pop flies, you got to get that helmet off quick, and it's just one of the tougher plays to make as a position player in baseball.
Yeah, like you said, you want to get that helmet off, toss it to the side where you won't trip over, and then just find the ball. Try not to overrun it, because especially wearing that gear, it's hard to backpedal. You'd really like, you know, that time, it's a great job by Boucher, but sometimes you'd like your first baseman to come down, maybe even your pitcher come down to make the call, to make the catch.
Jack Mosh, like I mentioned, an RBI double in his last at and his 2nd time up. He's going to watch Second pitch down low for ball one, evens the count up at 1-1. Lucart still at second base. Base hit in the outfield, likely played home the 7th run for the Mustangs. The 1-1 delivery to Mosh. Down low in the dirt, but a good stop by Boucher to keep Lucart at second base, but a 2-1 count to Jack Mosh. Out of the University of Minnesota, who just recently entered the transfer portal, like we've been mentioning, Truman. So this summer, getting a look to see where his talents will be taken next spring. The 2-1 delivery. Off speed. Nice 12. It looked like a 12-6 curveball. Just went from upstairs to downstairs in the right time. Now Mosh down 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out.
That's not one Mosh was looking for right there in that count. Now he's got to choke up a little bit, shorten up, just try to find a way on.
There he goes. He's going to watch ball 3 down low, and we're full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count with 1 out. Luke DeWitt trying to keep Lucart at second. Mosh having different plans, looking to get on. For his 3rd time of the night, Mosh is going to slap one into center field. That one's going to fall. Lucart is going to be rounded home. No, he's going to be held by Coy. But a 1-out single from Mosh puts runners on the corners for the Mustangs. Mustangs' 10th hit of the night. Putting the bat to the ball pretty well tonight, and that'll be Mosh's 3rd hit on his stellar night.
Yeah, it's one of those with 1 out. You don't necessarily want to test the arm of Pinckney. Especially Lucart had to see that ball down. Pinckney gave a little bit of a deke. Especially with a guy like Philippi who can, and McCollum coming up who can drive in runs. Didn't want to risk it and risk having Lucart get thrown out at the plate.
Quick mound visit over to DeWitt. Got 1 out. Double play ball is still in play for the Mudcats, but with Mosh on, likely might see a steal situation going here. Boucher's got to be ready. We'll even see if he wants to try and throw down. A couple of them have been wild. And a wild throw down to second will score Lucart. So you got to play it smart here with 1 out. And bring it up to the plate. Mr. Easton Philippi 0 for 3 so far on his Mustangs debut. Looking to see if he can plate home his first RBI of the season, much like his counterpart buddy and nemesis a couple of days ago in Ashton Nance, looking to have a solid debut night. 1 out, Philippi. He's going to watch the first one up and in for ball 1. If you're just joining us, I'm Jackson Phelps. Joined next to me, Truman Griesel, here in the first game of 3rd homestand of the Mustangs season. They lead at 6-2 with runners on the corners. Philippi watches another one upstairs for ball 2 and quickly works another 2-0 count. The 2-0 count to Philippi. Inside, runs inside the waist area. He'll watch it go. 3-0 now. It's Easton Philippi. Good chance to load the bases up for Trevor McCollum on deck. The 3-0 pitch to Philippi. Philippi's going to watch it in the dirt, and he'll scamper around to first, and bases are loaded with 1 out for the Mustangs. Bringing up Trevor McCollum 0 for 3 on his night, but looking to be productive, and we're going to get a pitching change for the Mudcats as DeWitt loads the bases with 1 out. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back announcing the new pitcher for the Mudcats, but the bases are loaded for the Mustangs. Only 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. We'll be right back here on YouTube. Welcome back in to Phil Welch Stadium. A pitching change for the Chillicothe Mudcats coming into pitch. Ryotaro Hirayama. So far, 2 appearances. This will be his third. Only 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, and 3 strikeouts. So a solid pitcher with the bases loaded. He'll catch the outside on Trevor McCollum for strike 1. McCollum, a nice spot in here to increase this Mustangs lead with 1 out. Just anything but on the ground, the Mustangs are hoping. 0-1 pitch off speed. That'll catch the outside, and McCollum doesn't like it again. As that outside part for these right-handed hitters keeps opening up. No balls, 2 strikes. It's Hirayama. 0-2 pitch. Nice pitch on the inside, just misses for ball 1. McCollum wanted to give it a look, and he held back. Bases loaded, 1 ball, 2 strikes to Trevor McCollum. Outside and out of the glove of Boucher. Evens out the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. McCollum doing a good job watching these pitches go out of the arm. He brings it even. McCollum, like I mentioned, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts on his night. The 2-2 delivery swung on and fouled off by McCollum. It's a good swing by McCollum as that outside part of the zone has been more and more open as this game has continued. Just didn't want to even give himself a chance walking back to that dugout. 2-2 pitch, that's going to hit McCollum, and that'll be an RBI plating home. Another Mustangs runner. They lead it 7-2, and Lukart comes in for another run. Once again, 7-2, they lead it. Jaden Little with the bases still loaded with 1 out. Definitely not in the cards for Hirayama and a 2-strike count.
Not in the cards, but definitely a great job there by Little to just do anything. McCollum, excuse me, to do anything to get the run home.
As that one's going to get out of the glove of Boucher. Coming in to score is going to be Jack Mosh. And all runners move up 90 feet. So Hirayama just not able to regain that control after the hit by pitch, and that'll plate home Jack Mosh for the 8th run for the Mustangs tonight.
And just a great reaction there from Mosh. Read it all the way out of the glove and away from the catcher. Easily able to scamper home.
Gundelfinger, that one is... That'll be Little, my apologies, and that'll hit Little on the back elbow on the off speed, and that loads the bases back up for the Mustangs for Tyler Gundelfinger. Gundelfinger with a hit tonight in his last at bat in the 6th. He's looking to do the same thing here, and Hirayama just not able to get any control so far as he comes in to work with 1 out. Back-to-back hit by pitches for Hirayama so far. And a wild pitch brought Mosh home. Gundelfinger's going to watch that one get called for strike 1 on that outside part. Looked like it might have been on that white side of the block, but it'll be called strike 1 on Gundelfinger. A 1 pitch up and out for ball 1, and Hirayama's just looking to get some strikes across the zone. Trust that defense a little bit. Here with 1 out. 1-1 pitch swung on and missed from Gundelfinger. Now down a ball and 2 strikes. Bases still loaded here for the Mustangs. Only 1 out. 1-2 fouled off from Gundelfinger. Keeps the count at 1 ball, 2 strikes. One-two pitch outside, evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gundelfinger reached on an E6 back in the third, ended up scoring. Was hit by a pitch in the fourth and then singled in the sixth. So good productive night for him so far.
Anything but the strikeout, infield pop-up, or inning double play ball really will do for Gundelfinger here.
He'll watch that slider go way outside for ball 3, and we're full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hiriana looking to not get back-to-back-to-back. Runners on first base due to a hit by pitcher walk. Still 1 out for Gundelfinger. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled off from Gundelfinger on that outside part. Just doesn't want to give anything. These Mustangs hitters just don't want to give anything to Hiriana on the outside part, knowing that that could get called for strike 3. So nice job keeping it at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Gundelfinger swings and a miss for strike 3, and a big out number 2 for Hiriana. As back-to-back hit by pitches translates to a strikeout on Tyler Gundelfinger. But we're back at the top of the order with Truman Bodenhausen. An RBI single back in the third. Looking to poke one into the outfield to maybe score 2 here with 2 outs.
That's where Bodenhausen is at his best. Saw it back in the third with an RBI single with a runner in scoring position. Just seems to come through time and time again in the clutch.
Changeup found in for strike 1 for Bodenhausen. Freeman on deck for the Mustangs led this inning off. The 0-1 pitch from Hiriana. Off speed, Bodenhausen was sitting on it. He'll just foul it off for strike 2 and quickly down 0-2. The 0-2 pitch from Hiriana. That's going to run up towards the head of Bodenhausen. And he's going to just duck down for ball 1.
Always the ones that you want to make sure you get your bat down. Don't want it accidentally to miss your head and hit your bat.
I can't say that has happened to me before. 1-2 pitch. He's going to just swing at it on the outside part once again and foul it off. And we're just continuing to see, like I've been mentioning, stop me if I am wrong, that outside part is really open for these right-handed hitters, and they're just continuing to not give anything to these Mudcats pitchers.
Well, it's always a good rule of thumb when you have 2 strikes. You want to expand your zone by 2-3 inches in every direction. So really anything that's close.
Strike 3 swinging, and Hiriana gets Gundelfinger and Bodenhausen back-to-back strikeouts. He'll leave it loaded. But the Mustangs able to plate home 2. And they lead this one 8-2 going into the 8th inning. We'll be right back here on YouTube. And welcome back into Phil Welch Stadium. Chris Coy on the mound making his 2nd appearance. If you remember our last broadcast, he came in and struck out his uncle and manager Johnny Coy in the alumni game. One of the cooler moments we got to witness back in the alumni game, looking to do some damage with his first appearance in the MINK. And Truman. Chris Coy, a good utility player these Mustangs can kind of rely on as a two-way player fresh out of high school. Kind of developing into that college role where you don't see it as common as high school, but still getting some reps in at both. You got to love to see it as the youngster out on the mound once again.
Well, manager Johnny Coy is definitely spoiled in terms of the amount of bullpen arms he has at his disposal, and he trusts all the guys to go out there and know that they will throw up a 0, especially in a game like this. You just put up 3 runs in the bottom half of the 7th. Now what you want to come out and do is throw up a 0. You always want to follow up run scoring with a 0. Keep the momentum in your dugout.
Coy's first batter to face will be Peyton Becker. Becker got walked back in the 6th, held at third. Back in the 6th inning, had a single back in the 3rd. So nice 1-for-2 night for Mr. Becker. Watches the first one outside. It'll be ball 1. Temperature cooling down as we enter in the later half of the innings here at Phil Welch. Second pitch outside once again. As the clouds kind of turn it into that nice cotton candy pink and blue in the outfield. Another beautiful night here in St. Joe. 2-0 to Becker. Will be down low and quickly. 3 balls, no strikes from Chris Coy. Okay. 3-0 pitch. Upstairs, and that'll walk Mr. Peyton Becker. Continuing the Lego night, we have another trivia question for you guys to think through the next couple inning and a half. What year did Lego patent the Lego brick? And it became known as the Lego brick. Was it A, 1972, B, 1955, C, 1923, or D, 1958? Next batter faced will be Jordy Ventura. Coy still not able to find his first strike here in the ball game. So it's 1-0 on Ventura. That'll find the down and inside, and it'll be 1-1 on Ventura. Coy with his first strike in his outing. Becker a nice healthy lead at first. 1-1 pitch upstairs, taken for ball 2 from Ventura. Two-one count from Coy. Ventura, nice swing into right field. That one's trailing, and Freeman giving chase, and right will get it in for the out number 1. That ball looked like it was going to go farther the way Ventura had it off the barrel, but it just hung up in that wind, and it came down for Freeman.
Good pitch there from Coy. Good rebound at bat after the leadoff walk. Pitch inside just enough that Ventura didn't get all the barrel on that one. A lot of top spin. Would have liked to see some back spin, but Freeman didn't have to move too far for that one.
Yo-oh pitch. It's a Tanner Sears upstairs for ball 1. Sears went down swinging back in the 6th. Was the first out of 3. Runners on 2nd and 3rd. Outside for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to Tanner Sears. Sears walked back in the 2nd, ended up scoring. It's the first run of the ballgame, 1 of 2 for the Mudcats. Swung on and fouled off from Sears, so a 2-1 count for Chris Coy. Two-1 to Tanner Sears. Chris Coy, the Benton High School graduate. Becker's going to deke Felix out at catcher, and it's upstairs for 3-1 to Sears. And Coy looking to avoid the runner in scoring position at 2nd. 3-1 pitch. Swung on. That's going to be chopped over to Mosh. It's short. He's going to go over to Bodenhausen for 1. Not in time at first, but they'll get the lead runner at 2nd for the 2nd out of the inning, and a nice out made from Jack Mosh.
Great play there by Mosh. Had a long way to go, but put that right foot planted in the ground and threw off it a strike to Bodenhausen. Bodenhausen tried to turn two, so would have liked maybe to see him go with the first base stretch, but still got the out nonetheless.
John Spotto up next for the Mudcats. Still the taco strikeout player of the game. He has not struck out yet. Had a single back in the second and grounded out to short his last 2 at-bats after that. 1-0 from Coy with 2 outs. Sears at first. Swung on and fouled off the bat of Spotto. Evens the count up at 1-1. Spotto in his first year with the Mudcats. 1-1 pitch fouled off back-to-back from Spotto, and now a 1-2 count for Coy, looking to give these fans some tacos. One ball, 2 strikes to Spotto. Outside, that's going to get past Felix, and Sears moves up 90 feet on the wild pitch. Runner in scoring position for the Mudcats here with 2 outs, and Spotto still in a 2-2 count here with Chris Coy.
It's probably the setup pitch. Fastball high and away. Think of Barry Zito, a guy who sometimes would throw that pitch way up and in and then drop in the curve.
Swung on and missed, and it's taco time once again, and Phil Welch. 1 left stranded at second, and a nice outing from Chris Coy. Here in the 8th, we're headed to the bottom of the 8th. Your Mustangs still lead 8-2 here on YouTube. Welcome back into Phil Welch for your trivia answer night. Number 2, it's Lego night. What year did Lego patent the Lego brick? If you answered D, 1958, you are correct. The Lego brick was patented back in 1958, and it is officially known as the Lego brick, much like the Ohio State University. They patented it back in 58, and it'll be Darius Freeman leading it off in the bottom of the 8th inning. Mustangs looking to do another run rule in a Mink League matchup here. It is past the 7th. All they need to do is plate 4 runs, and they can end it here, or they can send it to the top of the 9th. Who doesn't love a little quote-unquote walk-off here as Freeman puts a chopped pop fly into left field. Spotto finds it and grabs it for the first out here in the bottom of the 8th, bringing up Braden Lucart. Lucart singled back in the 7th, got an RBI single. Came home to score on the wild pitch. Outside just misses for ball 1 on Lucart. It was Lucart's second RBI, had an RBI ground out back in the 3rd. 1-0 pitch. Slap, that is going to be just a little end-overing fly ball, which is going to fall into left field for Lucart's second hit in 2 innings. And the Mustangs have Braden Lucart on first for Dom Felix to come up and trying to keep moving this line in the bottom of the 8th.
You'll take any hit you can get right there. That time wasn't the prettiest swing from Lucart, but was able to muscle it far enough. Those outfielders are playing pretty deep here for Chillicothe, so just able to muscle it far enough out of the reach of the third baseman and shortstop, and Spada wasn't able to track it down.
Giving a look back to Lucart. Nothing doing. Hiriana. Nice job finding control back in the later half of the bottom of the 7th inning. As Felix watches his first pitch going down the middle for strike 1. Ball slapped into right field, giving chase is Ventura, and that ball just hung up just in time. Goes back to first. Not in time. Lucart just manages to get back, but a good swing by Felix. But it kind of seemed perfect off the bat, but it just hung up for Ventura in right field.
Felix can't be mad at that one. It was a nice piece. But unfortunately, that one didn't fall. Just hung up a little too much, but he got a nice piece to hit on that outside corner.
Jack Mosh now up. Has 3 hits tonight. 1 RBI back in the 3rd. Came around to score last inning in the 7th. A nice night from him. 3 for 4 tonight. First pitch goes outside for ball 1. One-0 to Jack Mosh. That's going to ring up inside. Just misses him for ball 2. That'll find the zone for strike 1 on Jack Mosh. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. Lucart still trailing on first. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. 2-1 pitch to Mosh. Down low and misses the zone. 3-1. Mustangs looking to get another runner in scoring position on the walk. As Mosh, a good spot now on 3 balls and 1 strike. Philippi on deck. Mosh fouls it off straight behind, and we're full at 3-2.
Mosh wanted that one. That pitch was right down the middle. He's going to be mad at himself for missing it. But Mosh leads this team in walks. Hilltail has a good eye. Knows when a pitch is going to hit outside the zone.
3-2, 2 outs. Here for Jack Mosh. Hiriana looking to get himself out of this one with a runner on first. Lucart goes off for second. And a walk drawn to Jack Mosh. Lucart on second, Mosh on first, and Philippi with a runner in scoring position. 0 for 3 so far, but got a walk back in the 7th. Looking to get his first hit in his Mustangs debut. Ariyama first pitch to Philippi outside for ball 1. Hirayama 1-0 to Philippi upstairs. Philippi watches 2 go by him for 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs for Hirayama and the Mudcats. Mustangs dancing around, a runner in scoring position with Lucart on second. Mosh on first. 2-0 pitch slapped into center field. Chasing it down is Pinckney, and he'll bring it in for the 3rd out. So 2 left on base for the Mustangs. And we're headed to the 9th inning as the Mustangs try and close out their 5th Mink League victory on the season. We'll be right back. You're watching Mustangs baseball here on YouTube. We've made it to the ninth inning of play, and your Mustangs lead it 8-2. And coming on for his second appearance of the season is third appearance of the season is Caden Carter, looking for his first save of the season. So far this season, 2 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, and just 1 walk allowed. So a guy these Mustangs can kind of rely on. Truman, again, coming out of this bullpen. Not really much like a true save opportunity, up 6 runs. But definitely a guy to keep these Mudcats off the base paths and lock down their 5th Mink League victory of the season.
He's going to come and throw strikes. Do what a lot of guys did before him. He's got plenty of cushion, so he doesn't need to be too cute with the zone. Go right after these Mudcats hitters and send these fans home happy.
Leading it off, Darren Duche for the Mudcats. 1 for 3 so far. Back in the second, like I keep mentioning, that single caught at home from Lucart. Struck out in the 4th and popped up to Lucart in the 2nd. In the 6th. My apologies. First pitch, Duche runs high and inside, misses for ball 1. And Carter coming out of the gates, putting some fear into these Mudcats hitters. Carter fastball blown by Duche for strike 1. And Carter, another one of these guys who has some decent velocity on those heaters and a decent mix from those heaters to the off speeds, and we'll have to see how much he wants to rely on those other pitches in his arsenal. Another fastball blown by Duche on the upper half, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to the first batter of the inning for the Mudcats. Mudcats on the brink of going 1-5 and 0-5 in the Mink to start their season. 1-2 inside, evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes for Caden Carter. Two-two pitch from Carter, fouled off from Duche. It looks like it got Dom Felix. Looks like he's okay. Count remains 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to Devin Duche. Carter looking for the first out here in the 9th. Inside, and we're full at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Doesn't have to be too cute. Just go right after him. No need to walk anybody this late in the game.
And he'll do just that as that ball misses, and Duche, a quick base runner for the Mudcats to start the 9th inning. That'll bring up Bruce Bruchet. Coming to bat trying to keep the line moving and get a little bit of a comeback started for these Mudcats. Carter's first pitch down low, but catches the zone for strike one. Just continuing to go after these hitters early in the counts. There goes Duche, and that is going to go inside, and that's going to hit Boucher. Back-to-back base runners for the Mudcats.
The one thing Carter really wanted to avoid was just those free passes. No need for him. Just come in here and throw strikes, finish this game out. Don't worry about giving up a run or two.
I'll bring up Ethan Mirakashi with a runner in scoring position. And like you mentioned, just trying to get those strikes thrown. Still a 6-run cushion here for the Mustangs, so nothing too much to worry about so far. As Mirakashi's going to put a nice blooper over to Mosh. A nice play made by him going into the left field area for the first out. And runners stay put at first and second. One out on the board for Rafael Calcano. Calcano singled back in the 7th and had a stolen base as well. Looking to put a nice barrel to get another run in for the Mudcats. He's going to draw a bunt, and that'll go over the zone for strike one. And no shift just yet here for the Mustangs. See if Calcano wants to go back-to-back bunt situations. He'll pull back that bat this time, and he'll watch ball one on the outside half. Count evens up at 1-1.
Really no reason to bunt. You're down by 6 runs. You'd rather just hit away.
And there goes the Mudcats, and they're going to get a double steal off. And now 2 runners in scoring position for Calcano on 1 and 2. Duche and Boucher both moving down. Ball swung on in a big pop fly over into center field. Lucart giving chase. He's going to get it. Run coming home for the Mudcats. Lucart's throw, a nice one, but off the plate, and the Mudcats get a sacrifice fly, and they cut this lead down to 5. Mustangs lead 8-3. Runner in scoring position still with Boucher at second. That brings up Pinckney. Up for the Mudcats, 2 outs. Swung on and missed on the first from Perkins, from Caden Carter. And it's 0-1 quickly on Pinckney. One swung on and in the center field. Lucart giving chase and makes a nice play to end this one. And the Mustangs win 8-3 as they improve to 5-0 in the MINK. And on Lego night, continuing to build on their success into this 2025 season, and they improved to 8-1 overall. Truman, another great win for our St. Joseph Mustangs.
Another day, another job done. Mustangs continue to do everything right. Hit the ball well tonight. They pitched well. Some great defensive plays. Another win, another night.
Another win, another night. Yes, indeed. Good one, put up 11 hits on the board. Only 2 errors allowed. And on the Mudcats, 6 hits for them on 3 runs, 2 errors. So a big hit night for both of these teams. 17 combined. Just a nice job by these Mustangs. And, the pitching and the hitting continuing to be the success. And we saw the bats just continuing to get more comfortable in those at-bats. They're just comfortable to go after these pitchers, not afraid to watch a couple go by. They're wanting to get ahead in those counts. We saw a lot of 2-0, 3-0 counts for these Mustangs, and even then, they're willing to, take a couple of those pitches foul that they think are close, not even wanting to give them a chance, like I keep mentioning. And you see that type of success when a team is hungry and ready to just get the ball off the bat, and base runners are going to come from that, and runs are also going to come from that. And Truman, we just like to see how these Mustangs keep improving. I feel like every game that we watch together, I just feel like the Mustangs continue to grow that bond, like we mentioned at the start of the game with those newer players. but they're translating that into their play. I feel like they're getting more comfortable with each other, and I feel like the chemistry is producing a lot more base runners and a lot more wins.
Like really starting to figure out who the guys are for St. Joe, you know, who the guys Johnny Coy's going to trust when we get towards postseason play. But guys, when they're having their opportunities, they're coming through. And it's going to be hard to find 9 guys because there's so many that have the opportunity to come through for the Mustangs.
Once again, Mustangs win 8-3. Your MVP tonight, Jack Mosh, 3 for 4 with an RBI, a run, and a walk. A really nice night from Mosh. You know, kind of a guy who's been kind of off and on, hot and cold, but tonight definitely was on fire, getting some nice singles and just doing a good job with the runners in scoring position. You know, not a whole lot of surplus of RBIs, but still willing to come through when the team needed him most. Landon Reith is going to pick up his first win on the season. Reith did a nice job going 5 innings on 6 Ks, 4 hits, just 1 earned run for him. And picking up the loss is going to be Max Wagers, who went 4 1/3, gave up 7 hits on 5 runs, and a nice win overall, Truman. Any last thoughts from another win, another MINK victory for these Mustangs?
Well, you got another one tomorrow and the rest of the week, so just keep playing good baseball. Again, just playing to your strengths. Don't try to do too much. You're off to a hot start. Keep the momentum going into tomorrow.
And going into tomorrow, it's going to be another good one against the Kansas City Monarchs, the 3rd time these teams have faced off. Last Wednesday, the Monarchs got the best of the Mustangs, winning that one. It's the only loss these Mustangs has suffered this season, so a look for them to get some revenge on their 3rd game in this series on the Monarchs this season. But once again, I've been Jackson Phelps. Joined next to me, Truman Greasel. Your Mustangs win again. They improved to 8-1 and 5-0, undefeated here in the MINK so far this season. We'll be back tonight. First pitch again at 6:30 against the Monarchs. Me and Truman will be right here with you guys the whole way through this season, and we love doing it.